The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Vice President Leni Robredo describes as alarming the audit report on the Health Department's deficient use of 67 billion pesos in COVID funds. In her weekly radio interview, Robredo said even if the Commission on Audit clarified that the deficiencies does not mean the funds are missing, the issue erodes the public's trust in the government. Robredo lamented in particular 95.6 million pesos worth of expired or near expiration medicines and 24.6 billion pesos in unobligated funds.
Diba? Kahit pa hindi siya nawawala, governance issue pa din na hindi susunod sa mga regulasyon. Aming mamamatay dahil hindi kayang uminom ng gamot, tapos gumagastos yung pamahalaan ng napakamahal para sa mga gamot na mag-expire lang. Sobrang sayang. Ilang buhay yung masasave nito. Time na ang grabe yung pangangailangan. Bakit ganito?
Meanwhile, Robredo distanced herself from the public clamor for the resignation of Health Secretary Francisco Duque. She said what's more important is an improvement in governance, especially as the country continues to grapple with the pandemic.
Wala naman sa pagdesisyon natin yan, ano yung makaka-improve? Kasi kahit magbitiw, kung hindi naman mag-i-improve yung sistema, wala din.
The Philippine Airlines has canceled 2 of its flights due to a volcanic eruption in Japan. In its flight advisory, the Philippine Airlines flight PR425 Furuoka to Manila and Philippine Airlines flight PR421 Tokyo Hanada to Manila have been canceled. This is after an undersea volcano named Fukutokoa Kanoba in Volcano Islands in Japan erupted last Friday. Reports say the sulfur dioxide levels in parts of Luzon are currently high due to the activity of the Fukutoku Kanoba volcano as well as the Taal volcano. Meanwhile, the Bureau of Quarantine is set to release yellow vaccination cards in September, with OFWs and other Filipinos that need to fly abroad as the main priorities. In the Laging Handa briefing, Quarantine Bureau Director Robert Salvador Jr. noted that those who need to go abroad are losing their slots and reminded the public that the yellow card is not mandatory for all countries. He also advised everyone to check first if their destination country or airlines require the yellow card. Now, for those who will need the yellow card, they can book an appointment online through the BOQ's website. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Here are the other stories we're keeping our eyes on. The Philippine National Police has expressed support for ordinances that would prevent fully vaccinated persons from availing of more COVID-19 jabs. PNP Chief Guillermo Elizar appealed to the public to think of the welfare of others who have not yet received even their first dose of COVID-19 vaccine. Elizar reiterated that there are still no recommendations from experts on receiving booster shots. The PNP has also assured the public that policemen will not arrest minors who are caught violating COVID-19 quarantine protocols. PNP Chief Guillermo Elizar gave the assurance after the Commission on Human Rights said children who violate quarantine restrictions should not be arrested and should be instead be given proper intervention and returned to their parents. The Philippine government is closely monitoring the situation in Afghanistan. This as more cities fall under Taliban control ahead of the United States military pullout next month. The Philippine Embassy in Pakistan has reached out to Filipinos still in the conflict-stricken nation to ascertain their security situation and to advise them on the proper course of action. In boxing, Filipino boxer John Riel Casimero retained his WBA bantamweight title following a split decision win against Cuban Guillermo Rigondo. Casimero took the fight to Rigondo from the opening bell, chasing the two-time Olympic medalist around the ring for all of 12 rounds. Casimero, however, was unable to land a significant punch against Rigondo. Reports say that Rigondo and Casimero broke the record for fewest combined punches landed in a 12-round fight with only 91. Nonetheless, Casimero was awarded the decision due to his aggressiveness on the scores of 116-112, 117-111, while Rigondo took one card with 115-113. Will the highly infectious Delta variant ever be under control? The Johns Hopkins University or Bloomberg School of Public Health offers tips to fight the COVID-19 variant. Let's watch this.
Scientists think that they're caused by small microorganisms called viruses.
1, 2, and 3 would probably be vaccines. We're seeing unvaccinated people are forming the bolus of cases that are now swamping our medical institutions in large swaths of the country.
Ah, yes, there are remedies galore.
So vaccination would keep people out of the hospital. And that is the most important thing that vaccinations can do. Oftentimes, one thing can't protect us completely.
Alive and mutant.
And so, especially with viruses spreading as freely as they are in many parts of the US and the world, it's not a bad thing to have a little social distancing,
Stay home.
to have your mask handy, to be able to have more than just your vaccination status be able to protect you. It's just going to be temporary. Delta will get under control, and if we can boost the vaccine programs while we're getting Delta under control, then we'll be in a much better place in a couple of months.
To fun, to
But
play.
it really starts and ends with vaccines, but things like social distancing and masks are going to help the vaccinated people
Go to bed at a reasonable
be a
hour.
little bit more safe, especially when there's lots of virus going around.
Rest. You might as well make the best of it.
For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. You may also visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.